Ooh, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dan in the building, man. Once again, man, we here. Victory Sunday, man. Dallas is a much-needed win versus the Jets, man. A much-needed win, 37-22. And the score isn't indicative of how the game went. And we're here to talk about it. But without further ado, here's my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, fam? This your boy John. Sit back, relax, enjoy this win, and let that be known. Of course. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Cowboys got a much-needed victory, man. We've been it's only been 5 games, but the Cowboys has been in probably every possible situation you can be in the NFL season. You talking about an overtime tie. You talking about going toe-to-toe with the defending champs and losing a close one. You talking about not showing up versus the Bears. You talking about blowing out the Giants. And so coming into this game, it's a game that we knew that we could win. But you're saying, like, what else? not typically what else can go wrong, but like what other kind of situation are we gonna be in? Like, and the reason why I say that is when you tell me that you're going into a game and 4 of your offensive linemen ain't playing, and the Jets have a stout defensive line, I'm like, ooh. I'm like, because you don't know, you just don't know. You just don't know, man. When you have four guys, you don't know if they're gonna be nervous. I think we only had one false start penalty, and it didn't come from the offensive line. It came from someone, one of the wide receivers wasn't set. So, like, we didn't have a bunch of holding calls. Like last year, Javonte Williams break for that long run. That's coming back. Somebody's holding. Somebody's holding. Like, we had so many big plays last year. That could have, helped the team out, but it just got called back, and so I just didn't know what to expect. But this is the result of good coaching. This is what good coaching. Dallas hadn't seen this in a very long time, where all I need is my guy behind center, and all I need is the defense to be average, and we're going to have a shot to win any football game. And we've shown that this season. Dallas have went up against some really good opposition in Philly, in Green Bay, and Dallas has been in every one of those games. Those are games that everyone declared that we was going to get blowed out. Like, Dallas going to get blowed. And Shotty has shown, like, like, no, we're going to have a shot to win. And it wasn't for a few drops of CeeDee Lamb, we would have won the Eagles game. I think Shotty only made one mistake that I might question him about, and that's the Green Bay game. He made 2 mistakes in the game. One, not going for it on 4th down when your defense has been struggling. Then 2, the 3rd down call he called in overtime. And I think he even came out and said, yeah, that wasn't a good call. I should have when I recognized the formation they came out in, I should have called timeout and got a better play in. You kind of left Dak high and dry. With the personnel they had, it was only so much that you could get into, or Dak could change into. So, but man, very good game. I would have been more concerned had we came in and struggled versus the Jets. I'd have been concerned. Even though we were down personnel, I still would have been concerned. because the Jets are struggling. They have no identity. They don't have no leadership right now. They're starting from ground zero, and they're looking and searching. They don't know if Phil's going to be their quarterback. They don't know if the coach, and the coach is kind of teetering because I don't want to say he's officially lost it, but it looks like he's close to losing the locker room. Um, I would say Dallas beat them, but those guys, when the game got out of control, they just look uninterested. When Dallas went up 2, 3 touchdowns, it was just like, oh, well, here you go. So, um, but that's my takes from it. We'll dive more and more into um the players, the personnel, and also how this game really unfolded and played out. But John, what's your takes on this game, man?
Much needed win, man. I don't care if it's against the Jets. A
Okay.
win is a win. It goes in that win column.
If you chastise us for losing to the Jets,
Jets
we're gonna celebrate for beating the Jets.
for beating the Jets, so we'll take it. Of course, offense came out, took care of business, and the defense for the first time this year was average. They was decent, and that's all we ask for. That's it. If you give us average, Dak and offense will do the rest, as you see today.
No matter who Dak got on the offense side.
And this, for the first time in NFL history, a QB played the game without 4 of his 5 offensive starting linemen, 2 of his top receivers, and is backed by the worst ranked defense in the NFL, and cooked.
And shout out to the defense as well. In check right there. They look like they knew that if we give Dak, time, the offense is going to take care of business. They play with that kind of urgency, like, man, we can't suck this bad. Like, they kind of play with that urgency because you seen cornerbacks coming up, they making tackles. Like,
hey, I ain't never seen Diggs involved in the run like he's been involved
Diggs
in the
and
run.
Bland, they was sticking their nose in there. And I said that goes to show you the belief they have in this team and in the coaching, and also just in your powerhouse offense. Like, man, we give them the ball. Like, if they get the ball enough times, like it's game over. And even the commentator kept saying, like, man, y'all can't settle for no field goals because it's just not gonna be enough. You got to put up points.
And like I said, that's all we ask for, man. Just get off the field some, man. You can't let them.
Can't hear you that good, John.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, so we asking, just they shouldn't score on every possession. So they went. So they third down numbers is 7-16.
We can live with that.
We can live with that. That's 50%. That's a little less than 50%. That's all we ask for. It shouldn't be no 75-80%.
You're in the shootout now.
You're in the shootout. And so that's all we ask for. Just some resistance, man. Let's get up to feel some, but I don't advocate for nobody being hurt. But let's just say I wasn't sad when Sanborn was out for the game.
Yeah, they say he went into concussion protocol. I didn't even see no collision. He was really.
I didn't either.
I didn't get concussed.
And to be honest, I didn't care. If I seen him walking over there, I said, okay, let's get some new blood in here that could possibly make a difference.
I mean, we're just trying to uphold, man. We got a lot of guys defensively, man, that we're waiting on to come and help out the defense. Overshown, Revell, what's the other cat name? Carson. Like, we have a lot of guys that's in close. A wing, and they're close. And so, like, you're trying to, steady the ship. Also, want to shout out to Wanye Thomas.
Shout out to my boy
Wasn't no bombs today.
It sure was not. That's how you play safety.
No bombs today.
That's how you play safety. You don't let nothing get behind you.
You see receiver running, you open up and you run.
Yep.
Stop backpedaling.
Turn them hips.
If he's running, you turn and you get the booking.
Get the booking. Yes,
you know,
sir.
And Wanye has the speed. Like he is fast. For those who don't know, he is fast and
it don't look like him when he run, but he be moving.
But he move. Shout out to Donovan Wilson. Shout out to Matt Eberflus for putting them in more aggressive situations. Donovan Wilson coming downhill is a good thing. Knock the heck out of Breece Hall.
Not single high. Don't have him in single high.
That's not his strength. That is not Donovan Wilson's strength. Single high. Good job for Matt Eberflus for mixing in some man coverage.
Get some twist up front. Some stunts.
Now your cornerbacks feel like they feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more at ease. Diggs was saying that, in the zone coverage is a little bit harder because if the communication ain't on point, now you're just guessing that the guy is going to be where he said he's going to be at. So if you're in cover 2 and you just let the receiver go, you're banking on that the safety is going to be there and not in the middle of the field. And now everybody's just chasing the guy. So, it's going to take some time for the defense because this is new to them. They come from playing a lot of man-to-man coverage. So now you're saying, well, we're going to play majority zone. And it look like Eberflus is saying, I'll give y'all some man, but we're going to play majority zone. And this is the reason why they're playing zone. Playing zone helps with running quarterbacks. Playing zone helps against the run. If everybody plays man, everybody runs off, and somebody escapes their pocket, nobody's there because everybody's downfield. But if you're in zone, somebody's always in that zone. So that's Matt Eberflus, psychology or philosophy when it comes to what's been on Achilles' heel is stopping the run.
Shout out to Eberflus for benching Elam as well.
Oh gosh.
Shout out to him. You don't just keep sticking to the guy and he out here getting cooked. He covering scared.
Man.
Come over here.
He's so scared to get out his break. He backpedaling. I said, young fella, you're in the end zone. Ain't nowhere else you can go. You're going to have to start breaking on this ball.
Oh, you got to show some type of resistance, man. But I'm glad he benched. He just put him in, I think, on just dime packages.
Mm-hmm.
So
went up like 3-4 touchdowns, then they just went all these DBs. And he was getting beaten there too. So
but at that point, it didn't matter.
But like I said, we got guys coming back. You got Carson, you got Ravel, things like that. Even Butler. So don't forget about Butler as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Butler. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you got guys.
I was thinking about Booth. Trash.
Heck no.
Trash.
I'm naming guys who can actually play. If you can't play, I'm not. You don't get no play over here.
And shout out to the rookie Shamar James, man. 15 tackles today. 15 tackles. You getting in? You
My thing is, if you get your hands on
him, get him down, man.
And John know I'm a big stickler on this. If you're a linebacker, you can't do nothing else. I expect you to be able to tackle.
Facts.
Just like a corner. If you can't do nothing else, I expect you to be able to cover. I hate guys who are at certain positions who can't do the base fundamental of that position. When you think of linebacker, you instantly think of hitting. You instantly think of tackling. If you get a linebacker who can't tackle, it's like, man, he pretty worthless. I mean, because think about it. How good is he going to really cover?
That's your main attribute. or it should be for especially the linebacker position. That's your main attribute.
It's like having a quarterback who can't really throw. He runs. He's a running back. Gonna hurt.
Like
Oh, gosh. Lord, that came over out of the
what?
ground. Jeez. Need some water. Shout out to the Broncos.
Shout out to them Broncos. Let's ride. Yeah, shout out to them, man, doing the Lord's work on today. And them Saints, man. Shout out to Kenny, man. Y'all got y'all a win.
Yeah, got
We
y'all
got
a
us a
win.
win too.
It was looking shaky, man, but y'all
was looking
came
shaky.
through, boy. Y'all was scared.
Y'all came
God,
through, but y'all
God, Saints.
like anybody.
Let's pray, Saints. Jeez. But y'all came through, man.
Y'all came through. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Now one thing I do have a little concern over, and I mean today it wasn't such a big factor, but penalties, man. 11 penalties for 91 yards, man. Like I said, I'm glad we won the game. It wasn't a big factor today, but when we start playing some of these upper tier teams, man,
I think
I don't want that to be
like
a habit.
Flournoy had like 3 either false start or he had 3 illegal motion penalties. And I understand that he will have a few because he's filling in the role of Turpin. And so he's basically playing Turpin's position. And he's doing a bunch of motion and he has to get set. And he has to get in his mind like, I need to get set. I can't get to my position and still be moving. When I go in that motion, I have to get set and ready to go. And I know it's a little bit different for him playing that position. But Shotty runs a ton of motion. So if you're not set, man, we're going to get a ton of illegal motions or illegal formations. Or when you do what he did, one of them, he didn't get off the line. So he ran and he on the line. You got all these other receivers on the line. Somebody's got to get off the line. You only can have so many people on the line of scrimmage. So like just things like that. And those are things that you can clean up. My biggest penalties will be and then I don't really mind about the offensive penalties because they're a juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
My worries is defensive penalties because you're already not good.
Good, exactly.
So like you can't overcome. Like offense can overcome their mistake. If they get 2nd and 15, it's like all right. End it off one time. Dak aired out.
Facts.
Oh, never mind. Javonte Williams broke.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like so like they're good enough to overcome mistakes, even though you don't want them. But if they have some mistakes, they're good enough to overcome them. My biggest concern is when defense has them, and it's like, bro, we can't afford that. Like we're not that type of good where we can afford to be lining up. We kept lining up all sides. We had like 3 of those. I'm like,
Sam Williams, bro.
I'm like, come on, dog. Look down and look at the ball. If you lined up parallel to that ball, back up. When you get down in your 3-point stand, turn your head and look. It's the same when the receiver goes to the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking down at his feet, and then he's looking at the judge over there, the referee, like, "Hey, I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
And the referee will generally say, "Yeah, you good."
Good, or back up a little bit.
You have to check those things. Now we had a ton of late hits on the quarterback. Some of them weren't late hits. The one James Houston had, man,
that's just momentum, man.
now he had like 2 or 3 of them, but one of them went on late hit. But he was in the he was trying.
Hey, boy, he knocking the fire Justin Fields, man.
Man, they were hitting him, man. They were hitting him. And Justin Fields was like, man, like, but a lot of them came from the late hits of quarterback. We had like 4 of them. Late hits. We had like 4 of them, and then we had like like 2 or 3 offsides penalties. And it's
Yeah,
like,
like I said, when we start facing these tougher teams, that'll make us pay for, especially like on the defensive side, they'll make us pay for that, man, and we can't.
now I would say if the Cowboys can play like this, Jerry, go get us a pass rusher.
Go get us a linebacker, bro.
Man,
That's worse than it's
we
right
gotta get
now. It's
we
worse
gotta get
than
out the pass
pass
rush,
rush.
man.
Man, bro. Look who we just had back there, bro. I mean, we desperately need both, but it seems like the bigger hole is linebacker.
I'm saying because I don't know a lot of good linebackers out there that you can just go get that teams are going to be willing to get. I know a lot of pass rushers that you can literally get, like Max Crosby.
Okay, so let's see if you go get Max Crosby, and I think, like I said, Kendricks is still on the street. We just need somebody decent at linebacker. We're not even decent. We're the bottom of the barrel at linebacker. I'm all with that. If you can go get Max Crosby, and there has been rumors about a trade between them and Dallas for Max Crosby. So if you're gonna do that and then go get somebody off the street that's decent, I'm cool with that. We just can't keep putting Sanborn back there. It's like it's 11 against 10 when he's in there.
Hopefully, he got a season-long headache, man.
Yeah, don't take your time, man. Getting back, man. Take your time. Stay all week in protocol, man. Yeah, man.
Shout out to but man, this offense, man, continues to look great.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So is Flournoy now your wide receiver 3?
Oh, you heard what I said earlier. Trade Tolbert and go get you a 5th round pick. Tolbert, you're done, buddy. I left Tolbert there.
You left him in the middle lanes?
Tolbert stayed there.
How you let this kid come in and ball out?
Ain't no way.
He came in and he balled out.
Ain't no way.
Ain't had like no 3 or 4 catches for 30, 40 yards. Nope.
He got big 3rd down catches. Like
6 for 114.
And his run after the catch is great.
Contested catches.
Like we need more guys with great run after the catch. CeeDee Lamb is one of those guys. Flournoy is one of those guys. I believe Turpin can be one of those guys. George Pickens. The more guys you have like that, man, you're dangerous.
Yeah, so I think Tober probably gonna be done. Tober only had 1 target and 0 all across the board.
Yeah, because you see how he running routes.
That man was out there for cardio.
I told John earlier, man, he running like he clutching his pearls. You ever seen a woman running from a bank robbery and she's trying to hold on to her purse? That's how Tober's running. Like he's running from a bank robbery. Like, he ain't trying to get mugged. It's like, come on, man.
Well, you stupid.
Help. They blocking in there. Help. That's how he running, man. Like, go watch the film, man, and watch him.
Oh, man.
0 separation. 0. He does nothing to set his route up. He just runs it. He don't do a move. He don't try to do nothing. He just, if it's a slant, I'm just going to run the slant. I'm not going to set it up. I'm not going to fake outside.
Nothing.
I'm not going to do nothing. I'm doing
like it's right on the paper. Just
everybody else is trying to set their route up.
Mm-hmm.
Not Tolbert. That's why he doesn't get targets, because he doesn't do anything to get himself open.
I know Dak was big on him. I think Dak is off of him now. He's just like, bro, it's just too many opportunities, and you just not showing up. And then you got, like I said, you got this kid Florida coming in
Well, just
with
think about it.
man coverage.
Just think about it. We thought Tolbert was getting both this week. We thought he was going to be number 2 guy. We thought he was going to be Turpin spot, but they moved Flournoy to Turpin spot.
Mm-hmm. No, man. No, one target, and then the target, it was like, I remember the target. It was just like Dak had to get rid of it. So no, man, you just not that guy, man. Like,
And they got other guys coming too. So like the guy that we traded for, he's in his 21-day window ramp up. What's his name? Nico. What's the dude name?
Jonathan Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo.
He's close.
He had a really good preseason, but he ended up getting hurt in preseason. And
yeah, he's close.
So they opened his window up. So he's another one of those guys that look good, that will probably come in and be able to contribute to the offense as well. So like with Flournoy and Mingo coming, and then you got Turpin and CD. Yeah, trade him.
Trade him. Get some for him, man.
It's like you found a diamond in the rough with Flournoy.
You like, well, if they playing me, man, and they gonna bracket Pickens, let me eat.
They went to they went single high safety one time, and Pickens went to the end zone.
End zone, facts. Dak seen that, he said, "Okay."
And shout out to Pickens for staying patient.
Yeah,
he didn't get irritated or.
Wait, so is this what Pittsburgh was talking about? So when balls don't come his way, he's supposed to just blow up and get, shoving and cussing and all that. Was that what they were saying? Was that what they were saying in Pittsburgh?
That's what Pittsburgh say. Like, he don't get the ball, man. He gonna show out.
Shout out to the in-laws again. Y'all say he's supposed to blow up when he don't get the ball, when things don't happen his way. He only had 3 to 4. Let me see how many targets he had.
He didn't have a lot.
He only had 4 targets.
And one of them, man, I was so mad at him. That was a house call. That slant.
Should have caught that. So my thing is like, okay, 4 targets. Did you see the blow up? I didn't see the blow up. Did you see it?
And he was celebrating all his teammates.
When
they were scoring, I seen him on the field. He was celebrating. He wasn't like, "Hey man, give me a target."
So somebody lying.
He was celebrating when Ferguson was doing his thing. Which I said, Ferguson got his swag back. I told people he did. When you get 4 back there, you just feel like, hey man, like, hey. Ferguson did his thing. Javonte Williams was doing his thing, and
shout out to Javonte Williams.
Flournoy doing his thing. Like, he didn't make no fuss. Like, man, I ain't getting the ball. Like, man, give me some targets. He just like, hey, my time will come. Like, hey, I'm gonna stay patient. I'm gonna stay engaged in the game. I'm not gonna get out of the game. He stayed engaged. He was still blocking.
Mm-hmm. So somebody lying to me. I mean, I'm waiting for the blow up. They say it's supposed to happen.
He was still running routes hard.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he wasn't getting the ball, it wasn't like he gave up on routes. Like, so like I from what they heard, I ain't seen none of the stuff they's talking about. So
me neither. But hey, who am I? I mean, but yeah, shout out to Jay Ferguson, man. He was cooking today, and then Javonte Williams, man, he's
a monster, man.
He's 8.4 a carry. Sheesh.
I should have had you pull up the clip of him. He made one run. It wasn't nothing there. He got stuck.
It wasn't. I know what you're talking about too.
And he made something out of nothing. He got like almost 5 out of that. Yeah. And he got met in the backfield. And I said, ooh wee. And for those who don't remember, he played for Denver. And Dallas, I remember when Dallas played Denver and they had him. I mean, he told us a new one. And I'm
Straight,
like, who is this guy? Like,
straight built the cheeks.
and now that he's on our team, I can see like he runs with a style that you really don't want to hit that. You just don't want to hit it. Like he runs with such a velocity, like
You
you
see,
just you feel that one time, you see him again,
mm-hmm.
you trying to tackle careful.
Yeah. Now you see, like come fourth quarter, man, he was gashing, and they just like, look, man, I really don't want to hit you, man. I'm kind of ride you down.
You know, you tell people, man, hey, chill out, man, chill. And I gotta address the elephant in the room. Fans finally got what they wanted. You got a sight in the Jadon Blue. Young fella ain't ready. He run like he got a purse. He running east and west. Young fella, we need you to run north and south. They gave you a toss play. You were scared of the contact, young fella. You got to turn it up.
You got to turn it up, man.
You could have got 2 or 3 out of that, young fella.
Yeah, man. You gotta plow through, man. Let them carry you a couple yards, man. Even on a pass protect play, and he whiffed on it.
He had one good pass protect play, then come back, and then it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
like young fella, like you can't miss those. You know, you can't. That's the reason why young fella ain't been dressing. We kept wondering, like, man, why is Miles Sanders in front of this guy? Why is he? You see why?
Yeah. Young fella get you hurt.
You see why? They say he don't know the totality of the playbook, which is by now shameful because we in week 5 and you had all off season,
all off
mini camp, all that.
Yeah.
You know, so like for you by now, like this is your job, man. Like for you not to be indulged in the play, like you got everybody at your beck and call. You know, man, you got, you know, your running backs coach who can go over it with you. You know, you got Dak Prescott, who I'm pretty sure you got the other vets who are there, Devontae Williams, like that you can go to and really get into it, man. You got 24-hour access to film. You got like young fella.
Yeah, it's like, you know, this is your job. It's not like you got to go to school, you got to go to class. This is what you do. So you got all the time that you need to grasp this playbook. You only practice what, 2 to 3 hours tops? Lifting maybe what, 30 minutes to an hour? Meetings a couple hours. After that, what are you doing? You still got all that time to, and like you said, they all got the iPads with film on it.
Yeah, you got 24-hour access to
24 hours to film. So it's really no excuse. Then especially like at the running back position, it's the easiest position to acclimate on the offensive side. It's the easiest position to acclimate to.
I think the difference between like him getting drafted to Dallas, like, man, if you don't know those audibles, man, you can't play with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, facts. That is a fact.
Because Dak is going to get up there and he's going to manipulate the defense. He's going to change play. He might go through 2 or 3 plays in one play clock.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know where to stand, like it was even a couple of times where Flournoy, it was like, hey, I'm over here. Dak was like, Dak did like this. He was like, all right. And, you know, granted, he hasn't had a ton of reps. You know, he's like the 5th or 6th receiver. So you're not getting reps. But, you know, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't too bad to where it's like, man, get Buddy off the field.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the fact.
And so, like, you just don't want guys like that. Or you really don't want a running back like that who don't know where to be. You know, you turn around and hand the ball off. He going the other way. You like, God dang it.
Yeah. or this blitz pickup and you taking a bad shot.
So it was one play. And Dak completed the pass. And it was a brilliant play by Dak. This play had to be made by Dak and Dak alone. So they were sending the house. And Dak got into max protection. But we still didn't have enough players to block. there was going to be a free guy, and Dak knew there's a free blitzer. And so now it's basically Dak. This is on you. This is you and this blitzer 1-on-1.
One, get to your high
And
route.
you're gonna have to deliver this ball. And to see him do that, and see the other players on the field, take on their blocks, because he kept Ferguson in, he kept Devontae Williams in. They picked up their blocks, but there's still a free defender coming in. And so, like, the importance of your teammates, like, if that's blue, does he pick that up? Or does he get ran over? And now Dak gets hit from back, and God knows what happens. We had problems with this in the past. Why Dak gets hurt, gets in, somebody hit his hand, tear his hand up, tear his knee up. So as a OC, you're gonna do everything you can to protect your most prized possession, which is your quarterback. He go down, season over. We can plug and play everybody else. Can't plug and play QB position. As you can clearly see. CeeDee Lamb out, plug and play. 4 offensive linemen out, plug and play. Cornerbacks out, plug and play. That's the one position which is why it's the hardest position on the field, because you can't plug and play it. Quarterback, you can't fake quarterback. It's either you can play quarterback or you can't play quarterback, but you can't fake it, because it's not about athleticism. It's about what's between the ears and your ability to lead men. Can you be a leader? So I'm wishing the best for the young fella, man. I'm glad he got this opportunity, and I think this is good for him, because I think a lot of times you can get into your head, or other people can get into your head, and you thinking that you're ready, or you think that the coach is being tough on you and he just don't want to play you, or you thinking like, man, I'm better than those guys he got in there. I can do that. And you thinking that you actually getting in, you're like, oh. And Shotty kept saying it's not about his ability. It's about it's not about his talent. It's about his ability to be consistent on the position itself. We know that he's talented. He's probably the most talented running back we have in the room. But talent, doesn't win positions. Like, you have to know how to play that position. Is he fast? Heck yeah, he's fast. He breaks loose, he's gone. He can catch. He can run routes.
No, it's the intangibles that you have to have. But man, shout out to this offensive line coach, Connor Riley, man. You got 5th and 6 strings in here and being productive, making holes with it. We had over 100. How much? We almost had 200 yards of rushing today. 180. So we had 180 yards rushing. We kept Dak upright outside of the one sack. So we kept him clean. And the Jets defensive front is no slouch. Headed by Quentin Williams in the middle. And we contained them. We contained them.
The center, man, he's a dog too.
That guy's a dog, man.
And Dallas is gonna have an issue coming up, because like being able to keep these guys.
Well, we just resigned him, so he's good. He's under.
Well, I'm saying all these guys, like the left tackle, like he was over there handling business.
Hey, wasn't that he can move around? Wasn't guy can move around, bro?
It was quiet on that side. He was handling
quiet.
business.
Thomas was handling business, man.
Even when they pull him, he was out there cleaning stuff up.
Hey,
I was like, man,
hey, man,
buddy.
Hey, yo, what's name? Guy can move around, bro. Because especially you on the rookie deal too, and
Yeah.
you ain't. I mean, you show some flashes in there, but yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's his second year. So you essentially got him for 3 more years. So they're
yeah,
gonna at least see what he can do in another year or so. How much he can develop. Now, I will say this: he's come a long way from his rookie year. His rookie
yeah.
year,
Ooh,
it was ugh,
that was
it was
ugly.
it was ugly. This year, he's at least holding his own.
Yeah,
Um, and so they're gonna try to see if he could, you know. But Dallas has always been good at drafting offensive linemen. Dallas has always been good in drafting. Dallas hasn't been good in picking coaches. Um,
Sh- sh-
we still
shout,
sucked at that.
yeah, shout out to Schottenheimer, man, because in this regime, man, anytime we had situations like this when we down injuries in key spots, we was not ready. And Shotty had these guys ready to play and put them in great positions to thrive, to be productive. In years past, man, when it was even like with CD going out in years past, it was ugly. It was ugly. But now, man, shout out to Shotty Hammer. His play calling, man. He in his bag right now, man. He's in a nice groove. You don't know what he's doing. You don't
And
know what he's gonna call.
Shotty so in tune. Shotty said this. Shotty said when he's at home or he's in his hotel room before the game, he's in there practicing his play call.
Hey,
Like you talking about somebody dedicated to the craft, somebody who's taking his position seriously. Like I want that type of guy calling play. I want that type of head coach who's so immersed in on the details. Like, hey, you practicing in your hotel room. Hey man, it's 3rd and 12. What's my best 3rd and 12 play call?
mm,
What's this? This is the personnel I have working this week. How can I get the most out of them? And he said we was gonna run the ball better this year. And everybody was like, oh man, we heard this before, or man, we're gonna be pass happy.
Dak only threw the ball 29 times a day. And one thing is an upgrade as well. His time management, man. His clock management. His clock management is is a big upgrade from what we had in years past, man. We we were challenging when we need to challenge, man. Just unnecessary timeouts, getting the
I think
plays in.
I think that he has the perfect temperament for a head coach. He's probably the most smartest guy in most rooms he goes in, but he's
Mhm.
also the most personable guy, the
Yeah,
most humble guy. Generally, the most smartest guy is arrogant. You can't really ask him no questions or question him. You can't really say too much to him because he feels like I'm smarter than you. There's nothing you can too much say to me. But Shadi is very smart, but he's also very down to earth. He's also, very player friendly, but he's also not too player friendly to where he's not scared to hold players accountable. Like he said, yeah, it was my decision to bench Diggs. I told Eberflus to bench him. Well, why? Because I expect a lot out of him, and what he's giving me ain't what I expect. I know he's coming off an injury, but I have to hold him accountable because he is that guy on his defense that can be a difference maker.
yeah. If you that hurt, you shouldn't be out here.
And so, well, it wasn't the fact of his Shot didn't care about his ability. It's gonna take time for him to get his body back right. It's the mental lapses that you're having. And most of it came from Diggs just flat out not wanting to play zone.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't want to play zone. So you just having mental lapses because you're not locked in. Diggs just want to be like, this my man. I got my man. And not want to do what's best for the team. What's best for the team really is for them to play zone because it helps out on the run. We played some dynamic running backs and was able to hold some of them in check, like Saquon Barkley. That happens because, of zone defense. If you get in that man, there's going to be some creases. And if guys miss tackles, good night. Because there is nobody there.
It's a fact.
So I think Diggs is bought in now. I think he said, you know what? I'm just going to humble myself and I'm gonna relearn my craft in the zone. If this is what the coaches think is best for the defense, best for the team, I'm what's best for the team, and that's what he said. I'm with what's best for the team, and that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that out of your star player. Now, do I think Diggs could have had some picks this season? Yeah, if they was playing man, for sure. He had one that was called back, but when you play zone, you're not gonna get a lot of targets because it's gonna be clustered because it's zone. So you can't really bait the
Nah,
quarterback
yeah.
like you
You
want
got
to in the zone
you got to be disciplined.
because it's only so far you can run in your zone
Yeah.
versus man. Like man, you can slack off a little bit, bait him, and then come up and uh and make a play. But I think him and Bland are both adjusting to it. They're trying to find their niche within the zone, and I think they will only get better as the season goes on. I'm just happy they buying into the defense instead of trying to fight against it. The first couple of weeks they was really fighting against, I don't want to run this. I want to run some more man. I don't want to run this. And so Shotty's like, okay, well shoot, get on the bench. You don't want to run it? You're on the bench.
Run that. Now, man. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. That goes a long way when you keep your top guys accountable. That goes a long way in that locker room, man. Uh, it sets the standard. This is we're a team first, so you show that that accountability, man. You hold them accountable, man, and that what made Belichick so great in New England. It's the accountability factor that goes a long way, man. Um, let's take a little turn here. So, former Dallas Cowboy running back Rico Dowdle had himself a day today. Ran for a career high 206 today against the Miami Dolphins. Um, and then they asked him after the game because that's who we play next, Carolina. And they asked him about facing his former team, and quote, "They got to buckle up. I think they know for sure they didn't keep me there for 5 years for no reason." So it looks like he got a little smoke coming for Dallas.
Man, he got a chip on his shoulder because Dallas didn't keep him. It's not gonna go like you think it is, man. Miami ran a lot of man to man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of creases, man. You got off, and don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna be like you think it is. Matt Eberflus will zone you to death, and he will force Bryce Young to make throws before he let you just sit there and just run
That's a
down.
bad deal there. You I don't think they want that.
You better ask Philly. Philly made Jalen Hurts sit back there and have to throw the ball. They took Saquon completely out the game
Mm-hmm.
and said, "Nope, you're not gonna run on us. If you want to take this 1.5, 2 yards of carry, cool.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna be running no 6, 7 yards of carry. You're not gonna be doing that." And so, Matt Eberflus ain't got everything right, but he got that right.
Yeah, man.
So Malik Hooker he's on injury reserve. So I don't know. They didn't say exactly what Um, I don't think it was no structural damage.
I think it's turf toe.
Turf toe has been getting everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malik Neighbors, man. He got toe up, man. He messed his ACL up, his labrum,
Yeah.
and then got turf toe on top of that.
So we
God, I said, God, dog.
no man,
And then towards meniscus.
meniscus on and all it. Well, yeah, the rough year, man. And it's only been what,
And
5 weeks?
I hate to see young fella go through that because he haven't really got to make his bones in this league. And for those who know, man, when you're coming off of injuries like that, man, you know, man, there's a chance that you might not be the same, or there's a chance that it might take you a whole season to get right. So, I hate to see young fella do that because he was showing great promise, but man, um, for those who know, man, that turf monster ain't no joke, man. If you ever played on turf, man,
That's what messed Odell up, man. He was never the same.
you get caught in that turf, man. You got, thankfully CD it didn't go bad for CD, but he just twisted an ankle. But man,
Tyreek too. That's what got Tyreek. Same.
so man, like you just, everybody's going turf, nobody's going grass. I know the upkeep of the grass is expensive, but it's one of those things that I think that should be mandatory. Um, just due to you can cut down on the ACL injuries.
Yeah.
Uh,
And,
so
and then most of these guys that's having these injuries, it's not just tearing the ACL, it's other ligaments with it.
MCL, PCL, all kind of stuff.
Dislocated knee, and it's big time injuries coming with that, man. But yeah, like you said, man, it's they're pinching pennies with the upkeep, far as what it costs to upkeep compared to you just roll out the turf and that's it. But man, yeah, shout out to them, man. Hopefully, they come back, you know, you know, pretty much whole or close to it as they was before. Cause yeah, man, that's gonna be tough for them, man. But man, we gotta touch on our rival, man. These Eagles, man, they've been teetering, tottering on
Man,
losing the
they've been
last 5 weeks, man.
they've been flirting with losing, man. And the Broncos got them. Got them there. Came down to the end, and this what happened, man. When you can't throw the football.
Oh, they said he could throw the ball, man. That's what they say.
Well, I'm saying not that. I'm saying like they hadn't been getting AJ Brown involved or Devontae Smith, and everybody kept talking about, "Oh, it's all right," and they showed his ugly head today.
No, man. No, man. It's bro. How long before AJ Brown requests a trade, man?
I don't think he's gonna request one. I think they're gonna trade him.
Because they not even.
People see this is what people are failing to realize. Let me touch this a little bit, and I'm not we obviously not Philly fans, but let me touch. People talking about, oh man, why he so mad they winning? He mad because this affects his bottom line. AJ Brown wants to be a Hall of Famer. The only way you can become a Hall of Famer, you got to have the numbers. AJ Brown wants another big contract when his contract comes up. Only way you can do that, you got to have numbers. Wins don't get you paid. Numbers do. That's why guys on bad teams get paid because they got numbers.
Yeah, man. It's
I think
only.
Jettas got paid.
Yep. It's only two people that gets into the Hall of Fame off of just wins, and that's the quarterback and the head coach. And for AJ's position, that comes with I need the numbers. I need the production. I already got my ring. So that part of it, there ain't never a conversation for me. I need these numbers now. And this guy can't give me the ball. So I mean, I don't know if it's their system or if he just not looking for him.
Well, they switched offensive coordinators.
Right.
So I think the offensive coordinator they have this year, he's more of a conservative guy. So he's more of a let's run it and pass when we need to type of guy. Um, versus last year, they were mixing in both of them pretty well. Um, they was running and passing, pretty equally there. But this year they more of a run. Okay, man, it's 3rd and 6, we'll pass it. And so it's hard to get the receiver the ball on obvious pass downs. That's why some coordinators come out and pass on first down.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas did it on their first drive. We ran the ball one time and passed it all the way down the field. If it wasn't for a penalty, we probably would have scored that drive. But just shout out to Shotty because he understood, like, I got 4 offensive linemen. They probably think I'm going to run the football. They probably think I'm not going to put them in a pass situation. Shocked him. Dak drop back. Shocked me too. Because as the head coach, I probably wouldn't have done it either.
That's what he's been doing all year, though.
I probably would have put him in a run situation to try to make him a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But the Jets probably was waiting on that. So, that's why I say it comes with being smart. Playing psychological games.
Mm-hmm.
Mental warfare.
So what happened to their previous OC? Did he just go somewhere else or got a head coaching position somewhere?
The OC is our guy. He was our OC.
Cool. We cool with that then.
You remember what's his name?
No. That OC was
it was our guy. He was our OC.
No, he wasn't our OC. Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. He's the head coach for the
Saints now.
But he was their OC. He
was their OC.
And Kellen Moore can dial it up offensively, boy.
Yeah, I don't know about nothing else, but he gonna dial it up, man.
Y'all gonna pass that ball. I'll tell you that now. Dak was out there dropping dimes when we had Kellen Moore.
That is best statistical season until I think this year is probably gonna be his best statistical season. But man, cause like they didn't even let Saquon didn't even get off. He only had 6 touches. So I don't know what's I mean, I ain't mad at it. I hope it keep happening, man. But yeah, it's something gonna blow over there, man. I was just, just interested, man. It finally caught up with them today.
I mean, Broncos was trying to give them the game, and it was like they were both trying to give each other the game.
Yeah.
But Broncos, like, they wanted it more. They made plays, and they executed down the stretch, man. But I think Philly be back in the win column next week. They play the Giants.
Well, but they ain't careful. Man.
Philly hard schedule doesn't come to November. So November they play the Packers. They play Detroit. They play us. They play the Chargers. They play Buffalo. And then of course you got the Commanders twice.
Yeah, they got
a good 8 games where it's going to be challenging for them in the later part of the season. They hadn't really had a big time challenge besides us this season.
Man, and what's man, the team that was gonna win the Super Bowl this year, the Ravens, man, they 1-4, man. 1-4.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson sitting over there iced out, man. He
Even
hurt.
even when he was in there, man, they was still garbage.
Man, I kept telling people, man, you missed that Super Bowl, you missed that championship window. When you have the right team, like you have the right components together,
Mm-hmm.
you got to strike while the iron's hot. Like last year, Philly had the right components. They struck while the iron was hot.
Yeah.
Like Detroit is one of those other teams too. Well, I felt like they had the right components, and they just missed their window, man. And you start losing players, and you start losing coordinators,
Mm-hmm.
and now your team is going through a little mini rebuild, and trying to restructure. And I think that's what Baltimore is going through. Because you miss your window, man. They had 1 year they had like top 5 in both in offense and defense. It's like, bruh, like this is the year to go get it done. You got a top 5 offense and defense.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that was last year, and it just it's just man. On that, they defense is like ours, man. They right down there in the bottom with us. Uh, that's tough, man. Yeah, nobody expected this out of them to be this disappointing this year, man. Um, yeah, that's tough, man. And Texans, he stumped a mud hole in them for 44-10.
Texans needed a win too,
They
bro.
did, boy.
They needed a win, man. They caught the right team at the right time.
Right time, yeah, man. That's one of them. That's what you call a medicine team, man. And then your boy Cam Ward got his first win today against the Cardinals, man.
Boy, Kyler Murray need to be ashamed of himself.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to Cam Ward, man.
Shout out to him, man. And that was a circus of a game for sure, man. Look like the Bucks still rolling, man. They beat Seattle by a field goal, 38-35. A little Baker balling. But yeah, man, we Chargers let us down today.
They started off so good. I was so when I seen the score before I took a nap, I said, "Oh man, we might hit all the way around the board. All of us in the division, except for the Cowboys, might lose. We might hit all the way around the board. It was a good Sunday. We the only team in the division win.
We needed
man,
that cycle.
I said, and then Justin Herbert is Justin Herbert.
Oh, but let them tell him, man. He's top 5 though, man.
Now he's top 5 arm talent. Now he can throw the ball, but the other intangibles it just don't show. Like, and people said this and that. Like you say what you want. Like he has 0 playoff wins, guys. 0. He hasn't won a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say you're top 5 and you don't have a playoff game. A top 5 guy will get you a playoff win.
Yep. Man, well, I don't know what's going on with them Raiders, but them Colts, them Raiders, boy, they put belt to cheeks today, boy.
Jones, boy. The Giants, he showed the Giants.
They look more and more worse by the week.
And the Giants, they always do this crap.
They look more and more worse by the week.
When they are cheeks, when the Giants are cheeks, they blame the players. Instead of coaching and instead of ownership, they blame the players. And some Cowboy fans are like this too. Like they blame the players instead of coaching. And I've always said, man, if you got good coaching, he can get the most out of what you got. And I've always been a big stickler, and I learned this by watching the Kansas City Chiefs. Because I said, man, how are they winning? And they don't even have the most talent.
Facts.
And I looked at it and I said, oh, it's because of coaching.
And then you look at it, man. He ain't turned the ball over like he was in New York.
I mean, coach got a good defense too, man.
They do.
They got a good defense.
They do. But I'm just saying it just looks night and day, man.
I mean, you put him in a comfortable situation, man. You keep his passes down. He only threw it 29 times. You keep it down.
Mm-hmm.
You run the football. Jonathan Taylor had 66. Gideon had 22. You know, and you just kind of play complementary football with that defense you got.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nah,
you don't.
they defenses.
So you
Yeesh.
don't have to go out and be some hero. If you have a really good defense, you just play complementary to the defense.
What's going on with your boy Gino, man?
Gino is Gino.
I mean,
Um,
that
now
guy's
I would say this.
man.
The Raiders' offensive line is trash. Um, and they made a mistake by taking Genty in the first round. Not saying that he won't be a good running back, but when your team sucks, do not take a running back.
That's the last piece you can get. Need to get.
Why not get a threat outside?
Yeah, we are the receivers. Yeah, I don't know them guys.
Only guy I know on the
Was it
receiver.
Jacoby Myers? He came from
I,
New England, I think. So
yeah, I know Myers. They ain't even got Renfro no more.
Renfro in Carolina. I think he balling in Carolina. So
So they don't like
I don't know none of these guys, bro.
teams that do that. It's just stupid to me. Like if you have a bad team, which most teams that pick high in the draft have a bad team, like do not take a running back, especially if you got a bad offensive line. If your offensive line is trash, please don't take a running back because he's not going to be of service to you because he ain't got nobody to block for him. Build your offensive line. The game is won in the trenches.
It
If you
is.
if you can't block, you can't. No matter what you got. If Gino's running for his doggone life, it don't matter what you got.
But Gino needs to stop throwing these unnecessary picks too.
Gino is not elite, so Gino gonna Gino. He's not elite, so you're gonna put him in a situation like that. He's gonna throw picks. So they should have rebuilt they should have built their offensive line, you know, and and basically just restarted over. They should have traded Max Crosby. Could have got a lot for him.
Still
Um,
can.
Things of that nature. And he just started rebuild. Dallas did it the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
They rebuilt the offensive line. Our offensive line was atrocious the past 2 years.
Yeah,
Couldn't run the ball, couldn't open no holes, couldn't block for Dak. Offensive line was trash.
So I got hurt.
They took their time and rebuilt it. Zach Martin gone. A lot of these guys are gone. Tyron Smith. A lot of these guys are gone. You go draft Booker, Cooper BB, and you start rebuilding your offensive line. The same with your defensive line. Can't stop the freaking run. You go get some guys.
Gotta address it.
Kenny Clark. I already had O'Diggy. Go out and get Solomon Thomas. Now it looks like, oh man, we're pretty stout up in there. Now the weakest part of our defense is now the strongest part of our defense. Which is kind of funny because the weakest part of our defense had always been our interior line. We used to get pushed around. You would see our defensive linemen waiting downfield, getting manhandled.
Getting walked.
And the running back just running 15 yards untouched. And we saying, man, we can't win like this, man. Like, and Jerry threw a shot at Micah.
Boy, you talking about the pettiness is on 1,000 right now with
Now,
Jerry.
now it was true what he said, but it was unnecessary shot. And I just laughed when I seen it. They asked him about James Houston, and it was like, yeah, man, you got a guy, James Houston, who's now leading your team in sacks. What do you think about him? And he came in as a practice squad player, um, as a walk on in the training camp, and he ended up making the team. Now he leading the team in sacks, and he said, well, um, I'm not surprised by his ability to rush the passer. He hasn't been always good in run defense. And so, he's kind of been showing us, elevated part of his game. And I've been kind of surprised by him elevating his game. We know he said, we had another guy here who can rush the heck out of the passer, but he couldn't help us in the run. I said, oh God. Which was true. Michael was, one of the best in the league of getting out to the passer and applying pressure. But man, like when it came to running the ball, like he just was nowhere to be found. If it wasn't a sack, Micah did nothing for the defense. And that's basically what Jerry's saying. If it's not a sack, like he doesn't show up.
Can we ever remember a time where Jerry been this petty publicly?
Oh yeah, this is Jerry.
I'm talking about publicly, like how he's been with Micah. I can't really say now behind scenes, yeah. Petty pentagrass, but I'm talking about like this type of petty, just
I mean, he's been petty. I mean, Michael said he wished that Jerry had called him and told him he was being traded. And Jerry said, well, I stopped calling when he told me don't call his phone no more.
yeah,
I
it's gonna
wasn't
lose my
calling
number.
him.
Well, and to be honest, I ain't got no problem with that. Somebody tell me lose my number.
Well, I
What do
call
you
you.
want me to do? I'm respecting your wishes. I'm
Uh,
respecting your wishes. So
I mean, but you can see that Micah is, he didn't think it would play out like this. He thought it would be a
yeah,
deal, but this is what happened when you're immature. And had Micah just, handle business like business and not got personal, um, I believe a deal would have got done. Um, and a lot of guys went through stuff, getting a deal. Dak did, CD did, but the one thing they did, they kept quiet and they left business and personal. Like this is not personal; it's business, and that's what CD Lamb was saying. Like I try to talk to Mike and tell him like, don't make this personal. Like it's business. Right? Both you guys are trying to get the best deal. That's what business does. And sometimes it can get frustrating because like you want to play and you just kind of want it to all be over. But we all know business deals don't go that way.
uh, especially like the way Dak handled it, he kept his leverage throughout the whole ordeal. He didn't flinch. He didn't flounder.
I think Dak just didn't care at the time of
But
the
because
of
Dak knew like you're gonna have to pay me, so you can do all this you want.
well, I think Dak didn't care because Dak was like, okay, if you trade me, okay.
I'm still gonna get my money.
I'm gonna get my money. Like, so your team gonna be in the worst off situation because it's hard to find a franchise quarterback. Just is.
No, man, it's especially like with Jerry, man. And he should Micah, he was around long enough to see he saw Dak situation and then saw CD's situation. This is it's how it goes with Jerry. So you gotta, get keep your feelings out of it, man. Just part of the ride, man. Big part of it just for a relevance issue for us just keeping their name, keeping the Cowboys in the news cycle.
I
That's
mean,
the main part of it.
other teams do it too. Like the Bengals did it. They just don't get the other teams. They string out deals too, like we're Cowboys. So yeah, everything is blown out of proportion.
Portion.
That's what Jerry's saying. Like, I'm not the only guy that string deals out. I'm not the only guy that waits to the last minute to pay guys. They did it to Jamar Chase. They did it to T. Higgins. They did it to Tyreek Hill. Like,
So
I'm not the only guy that does this.
So would you put more of the blame on Micah or his agent for how this went down?
I would say Micah. All Micah had to do is just be quiet. Things got jacked up when he started going to Twitter and started saying stupid stuff. I demand a trade. When you start doing stuff like that and you start leaking stuff like that, now you have a whole other problem. You got a PR problem. You got a whole other problem now. It ain't just contract issues no more. When you have a disgruntled player who's leaking out information, when you're leaking out information about how your deal is getting done. We didn't know how Dak deal was getting done. We didn't know what was being said in meetings. Because Dak was just quiet. You be quiet when you're doing business. You don't tell people your business. How is getting done. Especially during negotiations. You lose leverage. And that's what Micah did. He lost leverage. When he started getting his emotions involved, he lost leverage. Because Dallas had the leverage. And he lost the little leverage he had. Then Jerry started playing hardball. Like, well, shoot, I got you on the deal for another year or two. You want to play like that? I ride you. You ride the pine. You want to waste away for 2 years? Then you start getting that. You start getting that kind of business guy. Like, you had no leverage. You act like this was like the last year of your deal. Now, if this was the last year of your deal, then yeah, you can press the issue because now Dallas has to make they have to make a decision soon. But this wasn't the last year of your deal. And for Jerry and them to want to get a deal done, then you should have just said, okay, we'll try to get the deal done. And just kept quiet. If you weren't going to play, then just don't play. Just keep quiet. Like CeeDee Lamb did. CeeDee Lamb was like, wasn't showing up. He wasn't going to play, but he just kept quiet. He went on there, I ain't going to play because this and that. They don't appreciate me. They don't do this. Like, bro, they didn't appreciate you. I'm pretty sure they'd trade you. If they didn't appreciate CeeDee Lamb, I'm pretty sure they would have traded him.
That's a fact.
Micah got traded because of Micah.
Tragic.
And so that's just kind of how that went. And now you get shipped to Green Bay. Now Green Bay gave up so much for you. Now the pressure's on thick. Now people are actually counting sacks. People are actually watching you in the run game. People are actually watching how much you play. Plays you take off. People are actually watching you. Because how much you cost the team. You gave up a Pro Bowl player and 2 first-round picks. That's a lot in the NFL. So you essentially gave Dallas 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years. That's a lot. And you gave Dallas a buttload of cap space. So Jerry was like, I'm going to be cool either way. And then once Jerry sat there and thought about it, like, man, If I let him go, man, we might be actually better off. Instead of me wrapping all my money up into 3 guys, because that's essentially what would happen. You sign Micah, now all your money is in Dak, Micah, and CD. Are we a great defense with Micah? No. We have more sacks? Yeah. But we was never a great defense with Micah. I think a great defense is built of multiple components, not just one player or not just a few players. You need a bunch of guys who can play on the string together, who can execute their job. Defensive end isn't just rushing the passer; it's also playing the run. So I think that's how that played off and spilled out, and that's how they got out of control. And he ended up in Green Bay, and he can play in the Green Bay winters all he wants to in that terrain up there in Green Bay, hitting that cold, that cold ground instead of that covered stadium. So more power to him up there. But they have some talent up there, man. So he didn't go to a bad situation. They have talent there, so we will see how they go. But man, we'll see how it is and how things transpire. We'll see what guys we get back this following week. I don't think we get a lot of guys back this next week, but I think CeeDee Lamb is supposed to be back. Not this coming game, but the game after.
He's close.
I seen him out there, with the boot off. He's out there running around, so he's close. So, and I don't worry about I'm not worried about the offense. It's the defensive guys I want back.
That's a fact.
So we're content offensively. We can hold off until guys get ready offensively. It's the defensive guys that we are looking for or that we want. So we shall see what happens and we'll see how things play out in the next couple of weeks. I think that'll be telltale of what Jerry decides to do, whether he decides to make a move or whether he decides to just wait till the all season and make some moves there. But I think if Dallas can show that they are maybe a piece or two away, once you get everybody back, like you really won't know until you get enough guys back to really see what you can be. And you're like, oh man, if we add him, this can potentially, make our defense stout.
Yeah, I think, man, if we in the next, I would say, the next 5 weeks is going to be a real defining point in our season.
Mhm.
So if we take care of business against the Panthers, and it seems like we always split with Washington. So if we go ahead and take this one against Washington, we're at home. And this film out on Jaden Daniels now, so he's he's came back down to earth. Broncos gonna be a tough game. Cardinals it's a winnable game, and then we play them Raiders. That's a winnable game. So we got the next 5 weeks, man. If they can really make up some ground, man, make some noise, man, get some wins, I think Jerry may make a move, man. With them picks, because that it's showing promise.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go 1-4, 2-3, sit on it, bro. Just sit on it, ride it out. Because after that, we got the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, and Vikings all back to back, and Chargers in consecutive weeks. So, yeah. So,
man, it's gonna feel good to have DeMarvin Overshown back out there.
yeah. So, did they give a timetable as of yet? Because it's October now. I know they were saying October, but
they haven't specifically gave. I know he's doing drills. I know he's out there, running around. So we shall see when they want to, or when they're trying to push him to come back. So I think the next few weeks will be telling on that. So hopefully the defense can build off of what we did today. Yeah. Find a way to be stout. Find a way to buy into what we're doing.
Yeah.
It felt good to get some pressure. Dante Fowler, James Houston, they was bringing the smoke.
Hey, man, that man Fowler disrupted.
Kenny Clark coming up the middle was disruptive. He had a sack as well. He just take on the double teams, man. And he just strong, man.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't let them double teams push him all the way back to the second level, and that's what you need out of your one tech. If your one tech gets blown up off the ball, man, you're cooked. Now your linebackers got to try to run around that and to make a play instead of just coming straight forward. So good job of him holding his point of attack with those two blockers, allowing the linebackers to come in and make the tackle. So shout out to Kenneth Clark, shout out to Odigizua, Solomon Thomas. Shout out to those guys, man. But man, we finna go ahead and get up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody. We love everybody, man. Clock in with us, man. We also gonna be doing a story, man, probably later on this week about the young fella who lost his life in Louisiana, who played for LSU, who was found to be guilty. They said he killed someone on a motor. He was involved in they caused an accident. They caused a veteran to lose his life. Come to find out, wasn't him. He was framed by a cop, a dirty cop, and sad to say, a black woman who knew he had nothing to do with it, but she went on with it. But we're gonna do a story on that, man. And if you have anything or any suggestions, man, leave them in the comments. Hit us up on all social media platforms and let that be known, man. And remember, man, it costs you nothing, man, to hit. And peace out.